A never-ending story reached its end. I finally repaired this cassette deck. We're looking at the JVC KD-VR5 stereo cassette deck. I got this cassette deck more than a year ago at a flea market. I can't remember the price, but it was a lot of money back then. When I got it, the motor was running too slow. But the speed adjustment on the backside of the motor was already set to maximum. So, well, what a problem. Back then I did some experiments with the motor and, well, more or less accidentally, I blew up the speed control of the motor. So that was the first thing. Without the speed control, the motor was acting crazy. The next thing was that this had a ton of wow and flutter, and the sound of the forward direction. This is an auto-reverse cassette deck. Now, in the forward direction, it sounded horrible. It seemed to be a hopeless case, and so it was standing around from summer of 2008 until, well, Christmas 2008, as you can see on this note which I made. On the 24th of December 2008, I changed the belt, and when I did that, all the wow and flutter disappeared. But still, there was that motor, and one thing I can tell you, it's very, very complicated to work inside this machine because it's all packed with stuff. It's almost impossible to reach some screws. And so it continued standing around until summer of 2009. 2 weeks ago, I finally pulled it out and thought, well, let's try another time to repair it. Well, a lot of work, but finally I replaced the motor, and so now it's running at the right speed. We are talking about the capstan motor. This is a three motors machine. It says 2 motors on the front side, but there is a third motor for operating the mechanism. Well, but now, well, I'm talking and talking and talking. Let's take a look onto the features. We have a power switch right here, and that is interesting. It has a safety lock. For example, if you have small children. If you put the timer switch right here into the record position, you can't turn the machine on anymore because the power switch is locked. Then we have the reverse mode, tape selector, Dolby BNC noise reduction, digital peak, really nice feature. Memory has also an auto repeat feature. Counter has 2 modes, counter and a stopwatch. I can put it into the normal mode right now. Then we have phones and microphone inputs, input balance, input volume, and the cassette door right here has a nice display for a lot of functions. And right here we have even more knobs. We have, of course, play, pause, stop, record, record mute, rewind, fast forward. But then some additional things. First is scan, which means music scan. You press this button along with either rewind or fast forward. Then we have, of course, the direction selector for auto reverse. This deck has also a sensor built in. If the tape reaches its end and the transparent leader tape runs through, it finds out about that, and then quick reverse, it turns around, and you don't have to wait until the leader tape is all run through. And then we have also fade, and that's really nice. If you have this into record pause mode, you can press simply fade, and it starts the tape and fades in the input signal. And of course, it works also the other way around. If you have it in the running and record, you press fade, it fades out and then stops the tape. That's really nice. I have not found out what means that, because here it says plus fade. And if you press fade along with scan, it does nothing. So, I don't know what that is. And then, finally, we have also a blank skip feature, and that's really nice for an auto-reverse cassette deck. Just imagine if you have a cassette running in there, which is not completely recorded, so the music reaches its end before the tape ends. Normally, you'd have to wait until the tape is all, until it reaches its end, and then it goes into auto-reverse. Now, with the blank skip, if there is no music for, I think, 10 seconds, it starts to fast forward until the end of the cassette, or until there is music again, and then it continues playing. Also a really nice feature. Now here is eject, and have to say something about that. Eject is slightly damaged, because, there you can see, there is a metal thing here which holds the door closed. And there is a plastic thing right here, which goes onto that metal piece, and then it's locked. But as you can see there, the metal piece, it always ripped off a little bit of plastic from there, and so sometimes the door doesn't close anymore if you do it too fast or something. Oh, now it closed. Let's try it again. There it goes. And now, finally, I'm talking and talking and talking. Really? Oh my gosh, we are already at 7 minutes. Have to hurry. This is a cassette I recorded in this unit. Haven't recorded the B side yet, but we can play it. By the way, the problem with the bad sound in the forward direction was simply the heads. I had used the head in the auto-reverse head in the forward direction. There is, on this deck, there are 2 screws for adjusting the head, one left and one right. The left screw is for the forward direction, the right screw is for the reverse direction. And, well, now, finally, let's play some music. See this indicator here. Well, I talk too much. We have to stop the music right now already. So this is a nice cassette deck with a whole lot of features. And by the way, I can show you the stop clock. There it goes. It's kind of retarded. If you turn the switch into the stop clock position, you can see the time indicator there lights up before the time comes. Very weird. Anyway, this deck, by the way, is very similar to my favorite cassette deck right there. The JVC KD-VR5. I hope you enjoyed this very, very long video.